So over the past few weeks, we have seen weakness in the banks, right? Even in the US as well, the banks have all sold off by more than 5-10%, right? And the reason for this was in the US, we have this bank called Silicon Valley Bank, SVB Financial Group, that has kind of been shut down by its regulators due to its failed attempt to raise funding to secure more funds to shore up its balance sheet, right? And what happens was this stock has sold off by more than 20%, and many of those US banks like JP Morgan, Citigroup, and even Bank of America, huge banks, got affected as well. And this has kind of like affected the Singapore local banks, and that would be like DBS, UOB, and OCBC. So this is pretty much the news that is affecting the banking or the financial sector in the US and even in Singapore as well. And that's the reason why we saw DBS, UOB, and OCBC selling down by more than 5% over the past 1 to 2 weeks. So what is the outlook for these three local banks right now? Hey guys, Joey here, top tier reminder, trader in Philip Securities, and in this video, we're talking about the banks, right? These three banks, DBS, UOB, and OCBC. So very quickly, we'll dive into some of the key levels that have played out over the past 1 to 2 months, where we right now, and we have kind of like sold off. Most of them have sold back down to some of those key support levels. Some of them have held, some of them have broken down. It might hit even lower. We'll kind of like dive into that. And what are some of the opportunities that can potentially happen, right, if we do see more weakness, right? So that's what we'll cover. So if you're looking to get in the banks, if you have got out previously and you want to think about how you can time your entry to ride that rebound again, make sure you watch this video all the way to the end. All right, I'm sure it will benefit you, right? So what you want to do is hit the like button, smash the subscribe button as well. That will definitely help out the channel, and thank you so much for doing this. So let's go on to talk about the first bank right now. We're going to talk about DBS, then OCBC, and finally UOB. Let's go. Okay, DBS trading at about $33.18 right here. So just a very quick brief of what has happened. So you can see that over the past like 3-4 months, I mentioned about this very firm resistance level at that 36 level, right? So this was where we kind of like touched somewhere in April 2022. We neared it again in November, and over the past like 2-3 months, we kind of neared it and we sold off again. So this $36 is still a very, very firm resistance whereby we just can't get above it and stay above it, right? So that's where a lot of selling has happened, and over the past 1 month, we have again retraced back down after touching that level. And there was some support that was being found around that 34.50. Look at this, right? A couple of support, a couple of rebounds from here, a couple of rebounds. This was in November last year. You can see it was a resistance level as well. So that 34.50 was quite a good level as well, whereby it held for like a week or so, but it kind of like just broke down. It broke the 34.50 unfortunately, and you can see that we have traded down lower. All right, rebounded a bit. Now we are back to that next support level. And what is that level? That level is none other than the $33 psychological support level. You can see that just around in December, right? In December last year, we kind of hit it there. We staged quite a good rebound all the way up to 36, and you can see now we are back down. And this 33 level also coincides with what we call the 200 days. Look at this blue line right here. You can see it's kind of like flattening out. It's like moving sideways. It coincides with where that $33 level is, right? So this 33, I think, will be quite important for now, right? In fact, if you want to just give a little bit of leeway, maybe somewhere around that, 32, you can see right here. Okay, let me just draw it for you. You can see that this was where we were holding quite firmly as well in August all the way to like November last year. Couple of touches near 32, so that would be that zone, right? I mean, 33 will become like a temporary support based on what we see in December. We rebounded, but if 33 were to break down, then we might hit towards the next level that has held since like August last year. That would be the $32 level, right? So just to take note of these two levels, all right, in terms of the support. Hopefully we see a bit of a bullish candle or some reversal candle coming out, and we might stage a rebound all the way up to like 34.50. All right, so just to take note that is a key level we will watch over the next few days or over the next 1 or 2 weeks, right? So this is DBS right here, right? We are seeing a bit of weakness still, unfortunately, because we broke this support at 34.50. You can see that in terms of the 20 days moving average, the green line. This green line is still kind of like sloping downwards right now. Prices below it, so still a little bit of weakness in the short term. So let's just hope that this 33 level will hold, all right? If not, more downside can continue. UOB right here trading at about 28.68, right? So just a quick recap, since like November last year for like 3 or 4 months, we have actually rebounded a couple of times above that 29 level. So from 29 all the way to like 31.50, we touched a couple of times, retested, came back down. So this $29 was a pretty good support, right? But ultimately today, we broke this 29 support level, quite a bearish candle. You can see that it opened somewhere at the above 29, and we closed right at the day low at 28.68, which is like the day low. So it's quite a bearish candle, we call it, all right, and it is below this 29 support, right? So in terms of this closing, in terms of some weakness in the short term, I would say that it might look a little bit weaker, right? The fact that we went below 29, and also look at this short term moving averages is starting to point down. The 20 days moving average green line is starting to point down, prices below it. So just want to be a bit more careful, I would say below 29, right? But the key here is where can we potentially hit to before hopefully some bargain hunting can come back again. Well, let's talk about these next support levels. You can see that this 200 days moving average line, all right, is just right here. It's kind of like flattening out. In fact, it's been flattening out since like June last year. This just shows that the longer term trend, the mid to long term trend, it was pointing up a little bit, but it's still generally a little bit of a consolidation because of this sideways movement. Or even though the 100 days has crossed above the blue line, so that's a good thing, by the way. In fact, right over here, when the 100 days moving average cross above the 200 days, if we can stay above 29, it's actually quite good. There are some signs of the trend slowly turning up, right? But in any case, right here we broke this 29, so short-term weakness can come back, right, towards the next support that would be $28, right? So this $20 is quite key. Since last year I've been talking about 28 because it was this consolidation. Look at this right here. It was a resistance level in 2021. It became the support. You can see when we broke down, we were back in this kind of like consolidation phase from 26 to 28. So many times last year I did a video, I talked about that $28 being a really good resistance level, not a good one, but basically the cap for almost part of 2022. And finally right here in November, we broke this 28 and we shot all the way up. So right now you can see we are kind of like approaching back to this 28 level. So you can expect this resistance to turn to what we call a support if it nears that 28 level. Now it's like 28.68, so still a little bit far, but if we can hit to near 28, 28.10, 28.15, 28.20, around there, I think that's where hopefully some bargain hunting can come back again. And if you do see some bullish reversal candles around there, that can all point to kind of like an upside reversal, right? So you want to see some stability first. You don't want to rush because if it just trades really fast, pop like a few bearish candle, and then it just breaks 28, then that's where you want to be careful. That's where we can potentially see even more downside. All right, so that is UOB right now. Take note of this next support level that will be 28 right now. Hopefully we kind of like hold above that level and see some stability near there. Okay, let's talk about OCBC, trading at about 12.37. So very quickly, over the past like 1 over year since last year 2022, you could see that this was a very firm resistance that I talked about many times, right? This was like the 1250 level. Look at this, the way it touches it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, more than 6 times, and then we finally broke above this like 1250, 1260 level in January. All right, when the year started, you can see there was a really good move, traded all the way up to that resistance around here. All right, and we saw some selling starting to happen near about that 1320. So it's like kind of like consolidating for a couple of weeks, and you can see right now we sold off and we are back to this support level, the 1250, 1260 range, right? And today we kind of like closed below that 1250 level. I mean, it closed at 1237, all right, closed at 1237, which is below 1250. All right, so if that happens, then as I said, not so good, right? Not so good because there are some signs of the short-term moving average turning down. Look at this, the green line is pointing down, the 20 days moving average pointing down, prices below it. We go below to 1250, all right, resistance turns support, so it's not that strong. We might see a bit of weakness in the short term below 1250, all right. So the question is where to, right? Hopefully, where can some bargain hunting come back again, right? So let's take a look at it. I think right over here, that would probably be a new support level, right? Let me just draw it for you first before I explain to you. I think that would be where some bargain hunting can come back again. Anything from like 11.90 to that $12, you can see right over here. This was pretty much that resistance level here. You can see a couple of support. It became a support. You can see we neared it. Also where near the longer term moving averages line are. Look at this, the 100 days moving average, the 200 days moving average, they're all around here. So I think anything near 11.90 to maybe $12, that is where potentially some bargain hunting can come back again, right? So let it stabilize first. If you can hold above those key levels, you know, $12, $11.90, we see some good bullish reversal candles, that's where you can think about getting in again. But right now, unfortunately, because we have broken below $12.50, short-term moving average is still pointing down, we can still see weakness in the short term. All right, so this is OCBC. So yes, guys, there we have it. I've talked about the three banks, DBS, UOB, and OCBC. So I hope you have a better understanding of where we are for each of the three banks in terms of the next support levels that we can potentially head to, and why and how some of them we may still see some weakness in the short term. All right, but it could actually be a good opportunity. I mean, especially if you have got out near the peak, near the high, and now you're looking to get in, it could actually be a good opportunity again, all right, to get in on a discount, all right, to catch the rebound again. All right, so I hope you like this video, and if you like this video, guys, go ahead to give me a like. That would really help out the channel, and of course smash the subscribe button as well. That would really help out. So thank you so much for watching. Joey here. I look forward to see you in the next video. Take care.